buzz, babies.
Well, hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy new comic book day. My goodness. Another week has gone by. Actually, 2 weeks went by because I was a lazy show host and I took last week off for Thanksgiving because I was cooking a 20-pound ham. And it was a very intense cook. It was a 10-hour. God, it was worth it. So we got some in the freezer still. Anyway, I know y'all came here to talk ham. I could sit here all day and talk about it, but no, we're going to talk comics. I swear we're going to talk comics. But before we do, we're still going to talk comics because tonight's show, let's bring this up. Tonight's show is sponsored by Michael Gecko Adams, who has a new series, Hero, out from Keenspot to keep up with what he's got going on. And trust me, folks, you want to keep up with what he's going on. Go to geckoadams.com and then tell your shops to put Hero on your pull list. The second issue drops in November, and you can still get the first one, and you should be able to tell your shops you want it. And if for some reason they can't get it, you go to the Keenspot shop, get it yourself. And the link is in the description. How cool is that? It's pretty cool. I would also like to shout out the Surgeon, because I built this campaign and it's got less than 48 hours left on Kickstarter. Actually, it's another banger from Laguna Studios with an efficient page built by yours truly. It's a different kind of dystopia, a little Western, a little Ronin, a lot of bullets flying. Doc Hanover's pretty good at saving lives and taking them. She doesn't know which she prefers lately. It's that kind of party. Check it out on Kickstarter right now. Got links in the show notes, because that's where you find the information in the show notes. There's links there. And finally, this is a big one. We're bringing back Negative Burn. Well, Desperado Books is bringing back Negative Burn. I'm affiliate. Anyway, Negative Burn, the multiple award-winning anthology from Desperado Books and Joe Pruitt, is returning, powered by Prana. Use that link in the description to check out the insane list of talent. It's crazy who they got signed up for this thing. It's going to be on Zoop soon. Sign up so you don't miss the launch. The buzz is real. Let me tell you. All right. You guys are ready to talk comics with some cool comic book creators? I'm excited. All right, here we go. Our first guest, he's been here before. All right. Okay. Woo, I'm cute. I always do this because I got to have one hand over here and then one hand over here on the box. And I got to get my notes. Pulled up. All right, I got everything ready. Our first guest has been here before. You might have seen his awesome comics, Stanley the Snowman, Dawn of the Dead, Zombies, We're Human Too, or maybe, just maybe, you've seen him streaming the new episode of Stranger Things. He's America's new favorite dad. Let's get him out here, Mr. Austin Janowsky. Oh my God.
Whoa, all the energy coming at me. Whoa.
Real movie stars and comic creators in the house, folks. How are you doing, sir?
What's going on, my man?
I feel like you're doing pretty good these days. Got to be feeling pretty good.
It's been a crazy week. It's man. So funny thing, if you haven't heard about Stranger Things, it's a little small show on Netflix. Hasn't been around for a couple of years and came back. Yeah, I'm so excited to have the first 4 episodes out. I'm excited that everyone gets to see me, meet my character and everything, just being a part of the process. It's just, I'm still at a loss, Blake. It's just so insane. It really is.
I think everybody's just so stoked for you, because I remember. I mean, we'll get more to this, because more into the weeds about it. But it wasn't. I mean, you were doing a lot of auditions for a while, and not staying hopeful on like social media, but you could see, you were like, man, doing a lot of auditions, like, it was very cool to see some hard work start turning around, and such a big crazy franchise that, like, so many of, like, our people, right, our nerdy comic book, like, we all, well, like, all America, everybody, the world loves this show, right? But, like, a lot of our comic people are real into it. D&D comic people, like, love this stuff, and now you're your fingers and toes in both in the upside down in the comic book world, and it's I'm jealous, man. I know yours. It sounds crazy. It sounds awesome.
It's so acting. I've done. It's been 9 years now, almost 10, and I've done comic books. I've been lucky to work in comic books since 1994. That's when I signed my first contract. It's for an independent book with LI Comics way back in the day. But I got into acting because my backup plan in comic books was graphics. You know, mom and dad wanted me to backup plan, and I did. I got into graphics. I learned the programs, early 90s. So I was very marketable, and I was actually at work for Disney, and then do work for Universal, Warner Brothers, and NASCAR, and then Verizon as an art director, and I was a creative director. I turned into a career. You know, I had a family, kids, insurance was always nice. So comic books was great. You know, I did stuff for Marvel and everything too, but you know, then creating my own books like Stanley and all that was awesome. But I loved acting. Like, you know, all through high school, I did two things. I was in theater, and I love comic books, and I draw. So I was most theatrical, and I graduated, and I was heavy metal, long haired guy, and I'm not cutting my hair for theater. So what else is there? There's comic books. But getting into film, like Stranger Things was the pie in the sky, top 5. Oh my God, if we ever possibly could do it. You know what I mean? Like, never thought I could, but whatever. And then, you know, like you said, a lot of auditions, and I'm very thankful for the auditions. You know, I'm enjoying the entire thing. Is insane. Getting an audition to begin with is magical, and then the process of going through maybe booking something is just extraordinary. Getting on set. So yeah, there's a long time where I was just auditioning and doing stuff and getting better at it, and then it finally kind of turned around, and I auditioned for Stranger Things, and it was November of 2023. It was a one-line thing, just a throwaway. But I did a couple of takes, and I just let it go and went on my day. And then I was on a commercial shoot, literally in the middle of a shoot, and my agent calls and said, "Just to let you know, you're in the mix." I said, "Okay." You go, "For Stranger Things, you're in the mix." I'm like, "All right, thanks." Click. The hell does that mean? Well, what? So then I'm like, because I'm playing this drugged out producer who's going to get saved by this product, who's going to make everything easier for me. It was really weird. Anyway, so while I'm trying to do my character, I get another text for her, and I'm like, "You're pinned." Now, for all of you who don't know what pin means, it literally means that your photo is pinned up on the producer's wall, and they're deciding if they're going to use you and how they're going to use you. So I'm like, "That's amazing." Okay. And he goes, "But you have to be on hold." Now, on hold means they get first choice of how to use you before any other bookings or anything else, and you can't change your look. I said, "Cool. For how long?" They go, "Well, it's March 1st till December." Okay. Won't change a thing. Perfect. June comes around, and I'm like, "Haven't heard anything. Hey, just wondering. Not trying to bug, not trying to push. What do you think? Think it's going to be happening?" "Oh, no, it's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. End of the month." Come to find out, Blake, my agent knew all along I was booked. She just couldn't say anything because they didn't know when I was going to start.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as soon as I started, 30,000 miles an hour. Everything. I was going to Heroes Con. They want to do a fitting. I'm going to Heroes Con. I'll do it before. No, do it afterwards. So I drove right from Heroes Con, went into the fitting, and then we were doing shootings. And then there you go.
That's so cool. Shout out to John Westhoff saying he should have got your autograph when he had the chance. Also, I like how you were talking about being on hold. I've kind of heard about that because I remember Henry Cavill and the mustache, right? And the notorious mustache. But speaking of being on hold, we got one more guest in the back room. We got to bring out. So our next guest, baby, he's also been here before, and he's a phenomenal artist who's done some real cool comics like Scam, Happy Hill, and Wailing Blade with friend of the show, Richard Dueck. And he also did some recent pages in Thundercats with Declan Shalvey, which is pretty freaking awesome, baby. Let's get this wild man out here, Mr. Joe Mulvey, baby!
Blake, I feel like you're at a 4. I need you higher, brother. You're very low energy. I need it higher. Um, Austin, I think it's very big of you to not bring up the fact that you and I were both up for that role, but I want to be the bigger man and let you know I'm glad you got it because you definitely did a better job than I would have.
Joe, I really appreciate that, and I'm glad I got it too, to be honest with you, because I was feeling kind of bad a little bit. Well, nothing's happening, so it was
Well,
good.
I was just used to playing the thick neck kid. That was my role. So once they put out the headshot, it was pretty much KO for me.
It was just done. Well,
when you and Rich do scripts, is there a thick neck kid? And I hope there is. I hope there's one
Well,
thick neck
I'm going to tell you
character.
something. The other day, I got by a homeless guy in New York City. I got called a thick neck. I can curse or no? We'll just say a thick neck F word. And I was just coming up out of the train station, and I just started laughing because it's like you can't really get it all in right at this angle, but it's true. It looks like I swallowed a toilet, but no matter what, it's who I am. I can't deny it.
Oh my goodness, Joe Mulvey, a neck that could swallow a toilet, folks. What up, Megan? Megan, you should follow Megan. Megan's got an amazing YouTube channel, does awesome reviews, is so much better at making content than I do live streams because I'm lazy. As Joe knows, Joe remembered the last time I talked to Joe, I was 15 minutes late because time zones are hard.
I loved it, but we were in the background or whatever, and we're all talking to each other like, is it me? Am I crazy? And I hadn't known you, so I was like, you know what? If this is a prank by the host, this was like one of the greatest pranks ever. Just if this was the show, hey, the show is recording, no one knows about it, and everyone's just talking shit backstage.
Oh man, that would be. But you have to tell people that you're recording them, or you get in trouble. I hear.
Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe that's the hook of your show. You know what I
mean? Maybe.
The Don't Tell podcast.
The Don't Tell Wow, yeah. I mean, it's crazy what I hear when the in the green room when the cameras are off sometimes, because I've had some creators after the show be like, Blake, and they vent and tell me some stuff. I'm just like, whoa, and of course you can't talk about that stuff live, but yeah, if you could trap people into doing. No, I'm just kidding. That's it would be good. It would make for good content and good clicks. But you know what? I think talking about indie comics is pretty cool too, and indie comics and movies. And would you call our Netflix things indie films anymore? I don't even know the split anymore.
In the scheme of things, they are quote unquote technically indie, compared to Paramount and Apple and everything that. Yeah, and ABC and whatever. So yeah, because they do a lot more really unique and original content that kind of goes cross from animation to whatever, and they bring stuff in, they do their own originals. Whereas Apple primarily just original movies and TV, and then ABC and all them do they're all just TV shows. They don't do it's just but now there's a lot of streaming things, so it's all up in the air, man.
Everything's streaming, and now we're trying to. we almost got into an argument in the family just because it's everybody. It's around the holidays. People are worried about money, right? And we do these big brunches, and they cost money, and Christmas costs big money, right? And then everybody's talking about it, and I was like, we pay my parents. It's awesome. They have every streaming service that you can we can watch everything. The only thing they don't have is like Hulu TV or YouTube TV, actually one of those, and of course, for it's football season and everybody's tired of the antennas, right? Because we keep trying to buy nicer antennas and they never kind of work right. And so now it's we did all this work to cut the cord, and now we're talking about going back to some kind of cable type service, right? And it's just man, time is a flat circle. Matthew McConaughey was right. Anyway, I have a question for both of you before we kind of get into it. What kind of streamers are you? Because basically everything we watch is streaming media now, right? Unless you have like a good Blu-ray collection or something. But most of us are in the streaming world, and we're still playing this game of like weekly releases, everything all at once. Austin, your new show is a amalgamation of the two, right? But what do you like? What do you two prefer if you're real into something? Like, do you want like the week to week and some time to absorb the episode, or do you want the ability to blast through it if you can?
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jump in real quick. I'm not 19. You know what I mean? So I remember the time when, you had to wait week to week for Game of Thrones. You had to wait week for week. And while I understand the love of binging, my 14-year-old is right now binging all the seasons of Stranger Things, so we could all watch the new season together. And the intention of that I understand, because you do get to catch up. I guess it's really no different than, the way I grew up on like DVDs. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go buy the season of Lost or the season of Game of Thrones. The thing that I feel is missing, that I just don't like, is that week of real genuine fandom and discussion that would go on. I mean, I guess it happens on social media now, it's the same thing. But like, there was that thing of like, okay, Blake, Austin, and myself saw Stranger Things episode 4, which is why I do like the way Netflix is doing it. They're giving you just a little bit, then they're making you like go, okay, what's happening? Because I had family over for Thanksgiving, and like my niece was like, oh my God, we got to talk about it. I was like, I haven't seen it yet. And she was like, no, you don't understand. It ended on such a cliffhanger. And I'm like, but don't you like that? And she's like, absolutely not. This is torture. It's torture. I have to wait for so much time. I'm a fan of being able to have such a wide variety and a library open and accessible to you. I don't love the fact that it's like you burn through it all at once. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like a $200 firework, it's like, and you're like, oh,
yes, that's a great, yeah.
Yeah. What's funny is, when it first started, when you could binge everything, it's like, oh, this is great. You could consume all these things all at once, and then you consume it, and then you talk about it, and then it goes away. Whereas now streaming is now pushed back a little bit, and it's more of a week to week sort of thing. Like when I was on Bad Monkey, it was week to week. They gave you little hints about what was going to happen, pre whatever. But then you would go, and then you'd have a week to absorb and talk about it. People are enjoying that a little bit more now, and I think that's happening because of so many different streaming services that are available. Also, the binging aspect of it, I think, helped more during the pandemic, because what else are people going to do? They needed lots of content to keep them satisfied, so they gave them lots of stuff at once. I like what Stranger Things did. I like it's broken up in 3 parts. They're giving just enough to really whet your appetite, and then you have to wait a month. That gives you time to rewatch things that you're missing and kind of delve into and really, absorb everything that's going on, and then before the next thing is happening. So I'm of a mind. I like week to week. I like that anticipation. I like enjoying it, because when we were comic book people, we waited like every week or every month for a comic book person to come on out. And you would enjoy it, and then you would reread it, and then you would study it, and then you could talk to other people, and then you would go online and you can look at stuff and go with there. So I'm glad they're doing what they're doing now. The consumption of it, DVDs was kind of cool because you can zip back and forth. But same with streaming. I don't like the all at once thing, but that's how I like to watch.
Blake, if we can get something in post, when Austin said Bad Monkey, can you just throw hearts out of my eyes? Because I absolutely adored that show. So I was like, I gotta go. Austin, now that I'm looking at your face, I'm like, wait a second, you were in that show. I love that show. And I love that same thing where it's like my wife and I had something like, okay, let's go sit down. Like, oh, is the new episode of Bad Monkey out? Great. Let's get a bottle of wine. Let's sit down. Let's watch it. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
that was my first major television booking. And that was done in 2022, right in the middle of the pandemic. So that was a really crazy process to get in like there. And at first I thought I was going to be with Vince Vaughn. And I met him in my fitting. Super cool guy. I mean, just him being Vince. But my scenes were like with Zach Braff and Rob Delaney and all them. Just, what?
Yes.
And having the scenes and everything like that with them was just incredible. And it was in Florida, which is always a big bonus, you know, because I live in Tampa. So it was like 3 or so hour drive. It wasn't that long. Whereas, you know, going to Atlanta can be a longer drive. Now, you know, with Stranger Things, they took care of me. Bad Monkey really didn't so much. You know, they covered the hotel, but we had to get there ourselves because of, you know, the plague that was going on. But thank you. I'm glad that you liked it. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I can't wait for season 2. And I said, I know you guys are filming in California. I can fly. I didn't die. Please book me for something else because I want to be in it again.
Blake, did you see that show? Because I mean, I could just do an entire podcast on
I have not. No, I
took such wild swings. Like it looked like it was going to be like a cop comedy procedural, and then like this voodoo side came out like from left field, and I was like, that feels odd. And then by the time I finished the episode, I was like, nope, I'm super into it.
Super into it. I mean, the first episode was a little shaky. They weren't exactly figuring out what they were doing. Then episode 2, like, oh, okay, all right, that makes more sense. And then they brought all the characters in, and it was just magic. It was so good.
All right, I'm always down for. I've been taking a break from to take a break from comics, because when you work in the day job is comics all day, and then so like at night, like I started reading prose again, and then I was kind of gaming with some friends, and I've kind of been taking a break gaming and like watching some shows and movies that I missed, because like deadlines are, you guys know deadlines are freaking nuts, right? So you get like, oh, I think we can cuss now. Yeah, we've been live for 21 minutes. We can say fuck, everybody. It's good. I'm not monetized anyway. This is a lot. I think that's the longest time we went. But I do want to shout out to the chat real quick. Thanks, dude. I just took off last week for Thanksgiving, trying to do every Wednesday. And he also brought up a good deal, like the water cooler talk that he mentioned. Where you guys kind of mentioned that too, like that week to week. My family, like with Sopranos, original, like first seasons of Game of Thrones, like every Sunday we had dinner. 10 people sometimes would come over to we'd all watch the show, and just everybody's a stoner, right? So I mean, we just get ripped. Like I remember my buddy Tom told us one day, he was like, I don't remember a single episode of Sopranos, Blake. I had to rewatch every episode after going to your house. And I was like, whatever, it wasn't that bad. And that was like before like the dispo days, we were smoking like cheap junk anyway. But like, it was like an event, right? And I remember working in the bar and being like a bouncer and a bar back, and like on Sundays or like Mondays and Tuesdays, like talking about whatever cool like HBO thing was doing on Sunday, which we don't get a lot anymore. HBO doesn't do like their Sundays stuff as much anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Anyway, Megan says some shows work better in certain formats, like She-Hulk was good with binging. I agree. Agatha All Along worked better week to week. And also she shout out to Stranger Things at the end of the 4th episode, wanting to flip a table. You'll get everybody will get more. And then we also got week to week allows the show to stay in the front of the culture's mind. I agree. And I think it also kind of helps to stay in your own mind, because I remember when I watched Scrubs, I was like really into Scrubs, and I would often like fall asleep watching it. And so I would like go back a couple episodes. There's so much shit I missed. And then like when you watch like 5 or 6, you know, or like if you watch it, I mean, I'm not the only one who watched the show all day. Like you watch something all day, it all kind of runs together, right? And it's hard. Sometimes you kind of lose little moments, and which is cool because you can watch it again and like re-experience it. But you know, when it's week to week, you are kind of focused in. Like some people will like, you know, watch it again, like watch it Sunday and then watch it, you know, Saturday or Sunday before the new show on Sunday. You know, like people like that shit. So I agree. But it's my family, my mom and dad, the old people that should be patient, right? I'm the younger, well, I'm 40 now, but like, you know, I'm the one that's in the go generation. Like the internet always has to be faster and everything needs to be faster.
Yeah.
But my parents are the ones who are like, I'm just kind of over this week to week shit. I thought we evolved past this as a society. Like,
well, that's because they're the ones who actually had to get up out of their chair to go to change the damn channel. You know, they earned the right to go binge. They have suffered for years.
Nice.
You know,
that would be an interesting thing if the world went back and said, you know what, Ozempic is done. We're just going to work on like clicker cardio, where you have to get up and you have to change the active TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be amazing.
It's like a Roomba. It like moves around. You have to get it.
well, they used the kids when they were younger. When they got older, and then I was like, all right, so how much can you give me to have me change the channel for an hour? Because I got to go. I got things to do. So I would get something. But to just jump on your point really quick, when I grew up, and Miami Vice was like the show on Friday. Like that was like the cultural phenomenon, and that was like the first, to me, I remember the first huge series that everyone was talking about, and they couldn't wait for the next week because it was just so cool. Nothing.
That was a good show. I don't remember, like I kind of remember X-Files. I remember X-Files, but I don't remember like what weeknight it was on. I remember like watching it as a kid, not being scared, and then like watching it the next week and being like, it's not scary anymore. It's weird. It was just like,
depending on what, which director and writer that you have, it's either super scary or like, this is stupid sort of thing.
yeah.
Well, guys, for me, it was Lost.
Yeah.
And it was like every week you were like, no, here's what the smoke monster is. Here's what this is. Here's what this means. No, do you remember the color and the clock in the background? And it was just fun. Like, I understand, like, you know what I mean? And like you would come up with these crazy, like almost you were doing the work. It was almost like a paint by number or a choose your own adventure kind of thing, where all of a sudden you were doing the work in between. And I remember I would be in a gym and I would be talking to someone about Lost, and like the people who would you never see next to each other in the gym were like, no, I think it's this and I think it's that. And like there was that like societal part of like being able to like have that gap of time between shows to kind of really just, be communal about it.
Is that why we're so disconnected as a country?
I don't know, dude. I talk to everybody. I go to the supermarket and talk to people, so I don't feel that disconnected.
I do too, still. Like, but I like it's weird. Like, where you're from, like you're New York, though. Like, I thought that was more like a Midwestern thing, because like I do talk to random people and for like nothing, or at the store, like, and just I hope you have a good day or something, just something silly like that. But I wonder.
It's not a Midwest thing. I think it's like how your parents raised you, or how like the kind of. I think it's the community you grow up in. Because I will tell you, New Yorkers, there's a lot that'll put their head. And I'm probably more talkative than a decent amount of people, but I think it's like more your community that you're raised in more than maybe regional. I don't know. That's just my take.
Because I say sorry a lot, and I noticed my boss said something about, and then I thought it was like a Midwestern, and I caught my dad saying sorry a lot, and then I noticed like at the store, like if I squeeze by someone, I'm like, oops, sorry, oops, excuse me, sorry, and it's like a thing that just happens, and my boss was like, if you say sorry all the time, it does, it doesn't mean anything, it's just, it's a thing that doesn't, it's not really an apology. And I was like, huh. And so now I try,
but it's a polite gesture. It shows, hey, I acknowledge I'm doing something to you. Like, I'm gonna give you guys one of my favorite things to do. Do you guys know what BJ's is? It's like a wholesaler, like it's like a Costco.
Okay.
If I see someone that is on a line that's 15 items or less, and they have like an overflowing cart, like 40 items, and if they look like in my age range, I will tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, where did you go to school? And they will say, oh, normally, like, if they're from the area, or they'll say like, oh, nowhere in the area. But if I get one that's like, oh, I went to like PSI 87. Why did you go there? I'm like, no. Did they teach fucking math? Because that sign says 15 items and you've got like 90. And then normally, like, so while I have conversations, they're not always polite. So I'm just saying that might be Midwestern. I don't know.
Okay. I thought you were like, hey, you thick neck fuck, like, because that's what I just want to use. I want to yell that at somebody.
It comes out more than you know. But if we see each other in person, I hope it's at an airport and you just yell it, screaming across it.
One day. Speaking of like traveling and stuff, like with both of you with the indie work you do, and now Austin, like with the film and Stranger Things, like what kind of cons are we thinking about? Like, have you guys started thinking about stuff for the new year, like sign just because you gotta, even if you don't have a hit TV show on Netflix, you gotta get out there, you gotta get your feet on the ground, and especially like Joe's. I don't know if if you haven't, you need to follow Joe, and it's the art. He is so good. He's so fucking good. And very, very competitive and fair with what he sells it for. Also, like if you find his stuff on Kickstarter at a table, but I mean, man, I feel like sketches and stuff. I mean, you do like that's usually a nice little chunk, right? I mean, I know table and stuff costs money too, but anyways, I'm gonna ramble or just let you guys answer the goddamn question. You guys do anything cool 2026?
Oh, I don't know. You know what? I was just gonna ask Austin. The one show I have not gone to yet that everyone raves about, and I was like, you just mentioned you were talking about Heroes.
Yeah.
And is that like that's one show that I'm like, okay, that's a little bit of a travel here, but I've just heard so many like really, really positive things. I'm like, you know what? This upcoming year might be the year.
I would go if you haven't gone before. I've been lucky to go on and off since I started working in comic book. Sheldon's always been really nice to me. And if you haven't ever done it, I mean, that is a comic book show. Aiken's almost the same as like Baltimore in regards to being a comic book show. So if you haven't done it, I would try at least you're getting your stuff into pure comic book eyes. I would do that. If you haven't done MegaCon, it's a once in a lifetime experience you should try to do. I was a guest for 20 years. I did that show for a long time. I'm at a point where, since I am so, famous with Stranger Things, apparently, I'm now being switched to more of a media guest, which is kind of weird. So I'm going to Texas, and I got a show in Florida so far. And then talking to like a convention rep who knew that was a thing, but there's a thing. So I'm talking to them about that.
If you go as media, like if you go as like a Stranger Things cast member, are you allowed to like can you sell your books at your table too? Can you be like, can you be like, I don't know if you guys like Christmas. Everybody likes Christmas, right? Like sell some snowman, sell some, or like, you always have like all your zombie books have like phenomenal covers and variants, but is that a thing, or are you not like allowed to do that?
When I did some horror stuff, because I've done some horror films and everything, I've done horror conventions. I brought anything horror related, and they allowed me to do that because I'm charging for a signature, and they can pick up pretty much anything that they wanted to. If it's specifically for Stranger Things, it's all about the contract and what they will want me to do and not want me to do, because I'm completely on their dime. So like it's not costing me anything, and I'm getting so much to be there in the first place. So I'll be here dancing, whatever. That's fine with me. But yeah, it's doing this for so long and doing so many shows. I don't quite do as many as I used to. But Joe, if you haven't done MegaCon, I would try it. It's insane.
I just wrote it down. I was like, okay, because I know a few friends have gone, and they said it is a great show.
Yeah, Heroes is good. C2E2, if you haven't done it, is really good. That's another great comic book show.
I've done C2E2. I got yelled at Illuminati's when they found there was a New Yorker coming in to try the pizza. They were like, hold on, everybody. We got a New Yorker here to try the pizza. And I ate it, and I was like, oh, my God, it's delicious. And the whole place is like, yeah, he likes it. I said, but it ain't pizza. And the whole place, they started throwing tissues at me and stuff. I was like, it's great if you want to travel to lasagna, but it's not pizza.
Oh, my God. We actually had that conversation while we were in Chicago, and I'm like, so it's deep dish. It's almost like lasagna. And they're like, no, it's not. It's pizza. And I'm like, no. Look, I grew up in Utica, New York. There's a pizza place on every single corner. I know what New York pizza is. I know what pizza is. Chicago, you can call it pizza. Sorry, it's not pizza.
What are your thoughts on Detroit, like Detroit or Sicilian style pizza? Is that because it's got like that big thick crust, but it's not. It's not built kind of on the inside of it like a Chicago deep dish. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a real thick crust. It's almost like a pizza on a focaccia.
Can we just say pizza's got to travel? That's it. It's got to be able that I could fold it. I can go get on the subway. I could fold it. I can go walk a couple blocks. If I need 6 plates, a bucket of napkins, and maybe a hose to wash myself down afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, Chicago, the Windy City. If I walk outside with a slice of that, it's all over me. I'm going to look like I'm sitting front row of Gallagher. I can't go outside with that slice.
I'm of a
By the
mind
way,
that
comics fans, you chimed in for this. You
look,
chimed in for the big pizza show.
my thing is, if you have a piece of pizza and your bicep is straining after walking a block, then that's not pizza. I'm sorry. It's I don't care how many toppings you have on it. It should not weigh more than a pound. It just shouldn't. But
Amen. Amen.
anyway, so yeah, I'm starting to get invited as a media / comic book person to some shows, and I'm open to do whatever. You know what I mean? Thankfully, I'm busy with film work and stuff that's going on, so I have to work around my schedule. I'm on a kids TV series as a series regular. We're filming in Alabama. We just filmed this previous month, and then the second leg is in January, and then I have a feature film shooting in Atlanta that's in February, and then we'll see what happens in March. So yeah, film and acting is now the full-time thing, and I still love comic books. I still like making comic books, and I still do them because, you know, at this point, why quit? It's over 30 years. I mean, geez, what else am I going to do besides be on Stranger Things? Oh,
you are. Well, I don't know if you can't, or if you want to talk about it though. But I mean, I heard you were working on something new.
comic books?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got some stuff. So my zombie series is what you're talking about, Blake?
Yeah, it's like 5 people watch my show. My buddy Anthony said he sent you like something for an anthology.
Yeah. So Joe and all of you out there who will be watching this. So I do a zombie series called Zombies Were Human Too. We tell zombie stories before and how they became zombies by the survivors that are trying to calm themselves down after being trapped. You know, who they were, how long they lasted, and how they died in a funny, crazy, ironic way. We've done 3 graphic novels. We've done over 350 pages of said storylines and artwork, and we've worked in collaboration with a lot of great writers and artists that are pros, that are amateurs, that are actors, writers, novelists, whatever. And so after 3 of these graphic novels and some exclusives, I go, let's make some more graphic novels. So we have 2 that are going out next year. One's called The Strip Mall. So you have a group of survivors that will break off. One will go to the strip mall to try to get supplies. One's going to go to a hospital. And what we're doing is the writers and artists that, and Blake's alluding to, is we get them to write up to 10 pages of a zombie story. And they're all about how they're becoming a zombie. And then we're able to collaborate and make a really cool looking book with some really cool people. So that's the process. So we're doing that, and we're doing 3 exclusive comics from people that have already done stories before, like Gary Gunn and Stan Yak has done a lot of stories for us. So we're going to do an exclusive one-shot with his stuff. We're going to do an exclusive one-shot with Jonathan Hedrick because he's done a bunch of stuff with us. And then my fellow Stranger Things actor Joe Davison's done 3 stories, and we're going to do exclusive with him.
Cool.
And also with the whole zombie thing. And then we were going to do some more Stanley the Snowman comic books, hopefully later on in 2026. But we're talking with people about trying to make it into an animated film. So we're in the process of doing all that too.
So I take it Stanley is yours. You're not waiting to get, because
No.
I heard some people are still waiting to get their rights back for their books.
No, I wrote them 8 months before my contract died. So just to let you know, my contract's coming up and I want out. You guys suck at communication. You guys have told me you've been in the red the entire time, even though we've sold out and done second printing and everything. And yeah, we're supposed to be in bookstores for 5 years, and you haven't because you said there wasn't an interest. It's a holiday comic book. It's made specifically for the holidays. Like, it's tailor-made for it, and you can't get it in the bookstores. Thank you. I appreciate you. Good luck. And I got it back. And so now we're doing our own thing.
Oh yeah, dude. That sounds awesome. And still planning on uh the crowdfunding like traditionally with the
Yeah,
zombie anthologies and stuff? Nice.
yeah. I case in previous years, I'll make enough to cover costs and get something to the art people. I don't really make a lot of money on them. Not like some people who make like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've never been able to. I make enough to cover my costs, to pay artists if I'm able to, get a lot of counts for them so they have things for shows. That's what I do, so I can put out some new stuff. With Stranger Things, maybe that'll give me a boost. I don't know. Who knows? But we are going to do some crowdfunding for the books, because I've got some film stuff I'm trying to do, and that's where most of my money and everything are going to be going towards too. So
cool. What about you, Joe? Like, what's going on? What's going on with you? And your all I just see you posting like the tastiest fucking sketches, just all the
You're a
time on your
gentleman.
social media.
You're a gentleman. It's been a busy year. Did a whole bunch of work on like Terminator. Did some Thundercats. Did some Flash Gordon. Now I got stuff that'll carry me into the beginning of next year that I don't think's been announced yet, so I won't say anything. But that's it. And then, like you guys were alluding to before, deadlines don't care about things. Deadlines don't care about your schedules. They don't care about you not feeling well or a new season of Bad Monkey. Because if number 2 comes out, I'm gonna be there first day. It comes out. It's just it's put your head down and do stuff. And I've been like really like happy that I could, um, you know, get a lot of editorial belief in myself to like get the chances to draw some stuff. Like I grew up, enjoying the Thundercats, and then all of a sudden to be like, oh man, I'm drawing Panthro punching slide across the pit. Like it's just cool wish fulfillment stuff. And then you mentioned Declan before. Working with Declan's like awesome. Like an artist who's a writer and who's a very good accomplished writer is like a huge help, because that can, like, especially when you have like deadlines approaching, it's like he could talk to you in a way that other artists know, I'm sure, like yourself, Austin. And
yeah.
like it just generally does help, because you can have a writer that gives you a panel that has 6 different points of view or 3 points of action, and you're like, that can't all happen in this thing, unless I'm doing like an old school John Romita senior, like 6 Spider-Mans in the flip in and
Mhm.
doing things. So like, yeah, it's been a fun year. I mean, I got to draw Terminator in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that out loud. um yeah, very, very cool, and I'm looking forward to 2026.
Dynamite has been very much like just coming in hard with nostalgia, but paying it off, giving us like great artists and writers telling great stories.
Yeah.
Still having tons of covers, right? And I know lots of people have thoughts on that, but really coming strong in the storytelling department. What's it like? What's it like to be part of that in the mix? Because they're doing something cool, and I'm pretty excited for like their 2026, especially like just they're climbing out of like distribution hell too, right? And it's cool to see like them doing that and still like putting out content and like good it's IP work, but it's good IP work, like.
Dude, as a Thundercats fan, that book is like on the money, like very inventive, very new, taking huge swings, but it all, like, because I'm kind of a little privy, not, I don't know the whole thing, but I know where it's going, and all these events going next year that's going to involve the Thundercats and the Thunderverse type books is just insane and a lot of fun. And then yeah, they have Dynamite has a ton of amazing IP. I mean, Space Ghost has been through the roof for them. Like that's been a big book for them, with David Pepos doing
Yeah.
great. I believe he was also doing Captain Planet, or what's the other one? Speed Racer. Like
Yeah.
there's just a lot of those books out there. But I really have to say, like in talking to a lot of people, friends I have that are retailers up and down the East Coast for the most part. I talked to a few retailers out on the West Coast and like Midwest, from where the year started with Diamond falling off, and just that big implosion. What are we going to do? To the end of the year, where I have just heard almost unilateral, like positive comic book stuff from every, like, I mean, like, listen, the absolute line is its own juggernaut. That's doing its own thing. But then you bring up Thundercats. Thundercats launched at a massive number when that series came out. And the whole year just kept chugging along with quality books, like people coming back into stores, people really energetic about reading comics, picking up comics. And I'm a comics kind of like uh what you want to say, like a positive guy. I don't think they've ever been better. Like, I think you can pretty much hit a stand and just go pick up pretty much any publisher that is in your comic shop and see something that is made with 110% quality. And there's not many things that are just getting mailed in, thank God. And the biggest thing is it's drawing people in to the store. Like, I put something out on my social media today where, like, I was listening to like kids talk in the comic shop, and they were like, "Oh, Spider-Man's biggest villain is Kingpin," and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, you're of that age where you saw the movies, the animated movie," and I'm like, "Okay." And then, like, I'm listening to other people in the shop talk about it, and then I'm like, "Man, I gotta go online." Now, I did put it on my socials, and I'm gonna say 90% of people said it was either Daredevil or Frank Castle even. But I was like, it's just the idea that these conversations are building up again, and there's all these different areas for people to come back to comics. There's games, there's toys, there's stupid. You have apps you could play games, animated movies, physical movies. It's just, I think it's a great time to be a comics fan, and there's no better place than the comic shop.
Sales are up. My other job, I work at Prana Direct Market Solutions for Adam Freeman and help with their. I do some Kickstarter stuff for them and do the stuff for Comic Industry Insiders. The other podcast. Also, shout out to this is Megan's podcast, or this is Megan's YouTube channel that you should follow, the Vigilante Vibes podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate it. I can listen to Joe talk all day too. He gets me pumped for comics, but yeah, sales are up right now in shops, like figures, gamings, like all around. Back issue like bin sales are up for a lot of people. We've been talking about this on the show right now. Also, just recently, like for the first time in like years, DC finally outsold Marvel. I believe last month or this month. I'm not 100% sure the time frame on the data we just dropped, but like it's usually, they were talking about it and I didn't realize it. Like usually Marvel beats out DC just because of the amount of the SKUs they put out, like they just have more product. Yeah. But because of like the absolute success and all DC's making good moves, and have good vibes in the movie theater too. And I think that's reflecting they kind of kicked off this compact edition war that's paying off for a lot of people. Anyway, they're for the first time it's neck and neck, but I mean like ahead by just a little bit. So yeah, it's exciting and shop. I mean, like some shops are saying like from last year to last year to this point this year, like 20 to 30 to 40% growth. Wow. Shops that have been open for years, which is like a lot of people are saying unprecedented. And so yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Is hopefully 2026 carries that.
Change it back. 20 Twix. That's what we're calling next year. You coined it here. 20 Twix, buddy. It's happening.
Now I just want Twixes, but I can't. I'm not supposed to eat that because I'm diabetic. You mentioned your Kingpin post, but you didn't mention my hilarious response when you said, who's the Kingpin's greatest villain? And I said, it's got to be diabetes. Could you imagine trying to take over a city when you're just sleepy and tired all the time from the syrup coursing through your veins?
Blake, I'm gonna lose you here. I'm gonna say this right now. This is gonna be the hottest hot take that's ever been on Blake's Buzz. I hate sweets. Hate them. Hate candy, hate ice cream, hate pies.
Oh, I wish.
I can't. And my kids will like give me like the smallest piece of chocolate, and it's like I'm taking medicine. Can't do it. Wow. Can't do it, my friend. So
do you like fruits? Do you eat any of that kind of sweet stuff?
I mean, like again, like if I have watermelon, I put tahini. Do you guys know what tahini is? Like that. Yeah, I like savory. Okay. I'm looking at Austin. Austin looks like I'm a lunatic, and I am. But at the same time, just preferred thing. But your comment was accurate. I'm sure diabetes would be the number one thing that takes some time.
Yeah, I wish I didn't. Man, I would have a much better physique probably if I didn't. Well, no, because I still eating Cheetos. That's what did it.
There's protein, right? That's cheese. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
protein,
But it's
yeah.
delicious.
If
It's
you
delicious.
squint your eyes, it's healthy for you.
You mentioned that's funny. You put tahini on your water. My dad, I never saw him do this before, but like a few months ago, because we buy watermelon for the dogs and blend it up with Greek yogurt and make them little frozen dog treats because our dogs aren't fucking spoiled. Anyway,
what a guy.
he eats the watermelon. He just pours salt on it, just like dumps fucking salt.
It's
I'm
so
like,
good.
Dad, what the?
So good.
Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of eating the watermelon? Like, the salt is soaking up all the watermelon juice, and it's like, well, you got the seeds. Like, that's
I'll
great.
show you hydration. There you go.
I'll show you trying to be healthy. That's funny. I bet tahini would be good though. When I used to drink, I tried to make. I heard about a Mountain Dew margarita, and so I tried to make this like Mountain Dew margarita, and we rimmed the glasses with tahini, and they were pretty.
It is good. If I ever have a margarita, I have a spicy one with a sliced jalapeno thrown right in, so it soaks to the bottom. Oh, chef's kiss. It's good. I can do all that stuff. All right, but back to comics. Back to
what
comics
you're
and
saying,
film.
Joe, is that your tongue is completely fucked up, and that you can only taste salt stuff. You can't taste anything sweet. You need to learn to
Well,
keep
that's Austin. You're 100% correct. By the way, you're not just a doctor, because that's why the neck is so thick. It's holding all the bile and the
That's what I'm
acid
saying.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I can tell. It just dawned on me. I got it. Come on in.
the thick neck of savory bile.
That's
Wow,
right.
you're a fascinating creature, Joe Mulvey.
Thank you.
I do want to. We mentioned some comics and stuff that you can't talk about. I really dug when you're in Rich's Happy Hill. You two have and that's now two series you guys have done together, and Wailing Blade got a trade. Did I miss it? Did Happy Hill get a trade, or did you guys just
No,
drop
I don't think Happy Hill
issues?
got collected yet, because Tyler over at Comics Tribe is like still, I mean, he just did a new book that I did with John Lees, the great John Lees, a great writer. If you guys don't know him, but I think he's been on your show several times, and he's generally one of the nicest people. You just got to put on like some sort of translator to get through his Scottish brogue, and then you'll be fine in the best thing ever.
Tyler was just on Comic Industry Insiders, and so I was editing it. That him and Adam was on his show, and Tyler was on our show.
I'm going to interrupt you because you keep saying Adam. I did see like a little bit of that video with Tyler. Does Adam live in Brooklyn, like Queens, Brooklyn, or no?
Yeah. I
feel like I've seen him on the street. I'm not just. I mean, I feel like his face looked familiar, and I said that to Tyler, and he never got back to me. So, but yeah, so we 100%. We haven't done the collection yet. Happy Hill will come out. I believe Wailing Blade's going to come back in a little bit, and then Rich and I have something else that we're working on right now that I'm like super excited about. Like we've been like fiddling away at it for like 2 years, and now it's like almost part to like to kind of start to launch it and get going.
He's one of those guys that like scared me because he's so talented and he's such a good dude, and he was struggling with the like, I'm working real hard in comics and I'm not seeing it, and it's getting harder and harder to see movement, and he's not getting some of the results he wanted. And, a lot of, you hear a lot of people like quitting comics. And so anyway, I was kind of worried about some stuff, but I'm glad you guys are still right. I love the books you guys do together. Like,
you're very kind. I appreciate it. I really enjoy working with him. I really enjoy working with John Lees, Declan Chauvet. I'm just kind of lucky all the way across the board.
You are a lucky dude. What's up, Joe? Joe will be on the show, I believe, next week. But he said you and Rich are both super talented. Yeah, you guys make great books. John Lees does too, and he's so friendly. And it was funny that you mentioned the translator thing, because Tyler says the same thing. He's talking about John and Sync and some of the success they had like early on, and like meeting John the first time, and he's just like, I've never met like a nicer guy, and I felt so bad I couldn't really understand what he was saying.
Oh, and my family's all Irish, so no offense. I can understand like a thick brogue, but one of my favorite stories ever with John Lees, and Austin, I don't know if you know John Lees. He's a very talented writer, but I'm going to tell you how thick his accent is. He was at a convention and he said something to Grant Morrison, and Grant Morrison says, "Son, I can't understand a fucking word you're saying."
That's
That's
saying something if Grant
that
can't.
is how thick his accent was. So years ago in C2E2, the night after Illuminati's, a whole bunch of comics people go out to dinner, and I am diagonally across from John Lee's. There's about 12, maybe 14 people at the table.
Yeah.
The artist of God Hates Astronauts and every cool book that Image puts out, Ryan Brown, he was sitting next to him at the table. I see the waitress having a visible problem understanding what he's trying to order, and he's just asking for a burger. He's like, "I want a burger, and she just can't get it. So I text Brown. I go, "Listen, when the food comes, just go with it. Just go with it, and tell him that's what he ordered." He goes, "Okay." I grab the waitress as she walks by, and I go, "Do me a favor, just bring him a soup, but put it on my bill." So she goes, "What?" I go, "Please, it's worth it. I don't care what it is. Just anything. Put water in a bowl, just give it to him and say it's his soup." He had such a hard time. He was getting red trying to explain how he wanted this barbecue burger to the waitress. She comes over with the food. She's handing out everyone's food. He's like literally got his napkin down his shirt. He's super excited. She puts a bowl of soup in front of him and he loses it. He loses it. And he starts screaming, "That's not what I said." And Brian Brown's next to him was like, "No, dude, that's exactly what you asked for." And then finally she starts laughing and she's like, "No, that guy at the end of the table." And then he goes on like what is only like a cartoon rant of Scottish cursing at me down the table. He's the best guy, one of my best friends in comics, and I really hope he comes stateside more and does more shows because he is just an absolute like treasure to get. That's
cool.
how he makes most of his sales. He will sell something to a person over the table and they'll always lean in and go, "What?" And as soon as they lean in, he grabs their arm and pulls them to the table. He is a stud.
He's so cool. Because I started doing the show when I brought it back. I brought it back. We go Wednesday nights at 9, and I'm trying very, very hard to like make it a thing. Wednesday nights at 9. Make it branding. We're there every, and it's starting to work, and it's starting, and it's starting to be a thing. And I was like, and then Emily was gone. It turned 10 this year. Earlier this year, and I was like, "John, dude, let's do a 10-year deal." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What's 9 p.m. EST for you?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's 3 a.m. No." And I was like, "Damn it!" But yeah, it's he's such great people. And yeah, all you Comics Tribe guys are real cool and make real great books. And I'm glad you're all still buddy. Also, my dad's gonna get a good kick out of this. I can't shame him anymore because apparently salt on watermelons is just a normal Southern thing. They also, my family doesn't do this, but some people put the slice of cheese on the American pie, right? And I don't do that. We don't do that here, and that's but I feel like my dad, he also, I know that's why people tuned in to find out stuff about Jim Morgan, but he also used to drink Jolt Cola when I was a kid.
Oh my God.
And he would open it and he would take a few drinks out of it, and then he would pour like salted peanuts into that and like drink it and eat the peanuts out of it. And that he used to do that all the time. Anyway,
Your dad's
not gonna lie. I like how he's like, "You know what this caffeine needs? Nuts.
Nuts and more salt. You know what this watermelon needs? Salt. More salt." He hates flavor.
Well, listen, the other side, I've seen my own children do it where they throw sugar on a lemon.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Like there's all little different type things. Like, and again, that's sometimes a regional thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's that? There's a shot we used to do. I can't remember what it is. It was a chocolate cake shot, but you do the shot and you bite a lemon with the sugar on it. And for just a moment, it tastes like exactly like
it used to be with tequila up here. It used to be tequila, salt off the back of your hand, and then you squeeze a lemon.
Yeah.
And then anyway, I remember I used to just slurp down ice cold Rumple Mints and deal with it later. It was like 99 proof, like mouthwash. It was terrible. It's terrible. Don't miss it. I smoke my problems away now. Sometimes I chew it with a nice little edible. Which I am very excited to. I've been busy, Austin. I was a bad host. I wasn't even able to watch. I'm a bad host, a bad fan, a bad human being. I haven't even watched Stranger Things yet. But I'm very excited to. Now I got to watch this. out of here. So, sorry, I brought you on to talk about your comics, not to fucking tailcoat off your fame.
It's fine. I like
I
listening
love
to
you
you
for
guys
your
talk.
art, Austin.
I'll just sit here and listen to you guys talk constantly.
Austin's like, I
Awesome.
turned down hanging out with DiCaprio tonight for this shit.
Yeah.
For this.
No, well, we were originally Charlie Stickney was going to come on, but then he got sick over the holidays, and I just was saying, just shouting out. I was like, when I saw like him posting about Stern, I was like, dude, that's so cool. I was like, man, and he was like, hey, I'd love to come back on your show, or I was like, anytime, and he was like, well, next Wednesday, and I was like, well, it's Joe and Charlie, and I was like, well, the Wednesday after that, he was like, cool, and then Charlie got sick, and I was like, Austin, you want to come on with Joe? And he was like, that motherfucker. I was like, he's cool. I swear, he's nice.
Because again, because he beat me out for the role, but I'm a thick necked man with an even thicker heart, and I'm fine with it. Doesn't bother me.
Absolute. That's great. Oh my God.
Now,
I will say, not to like, I don't even know if it's possible or what schedules and budgets are like, but Joe could draw a stellar pinup or zombie cover if you ever needed one for
I love your
shenanigans, Austin.
Oh,
He's a good he's on that like Alex Cormack level bloody nastiness. He can take it there. He can get nasty.
Yeah,
I definitely can. I want to ask Austin a question back to the acting, if you don't mind for a second.
Yes.
When you had to audition, was it you were sending in tapes or you were going in person?
Since the pandemic, it's 100% self-tape.
Okay.
Sometimes callbacks are in person, but by and large, it's pretty much everything's taped now. Because instead of asking like 10 or maybe 20 people to come in audition, now they can ask like 200 to 300 people to self-tape for the same role. Like it's expanded so much. So no, it's all basically self-tape, you know.
Do you have to like gear up and have like good audio and lighting or they, I mean, like, can you like film it on a laptop camera? Like or like if you send, like, can you take like an iPhone video? Well, you can do a lot with an iPhone video, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like you have to kind of send in is it help you if it looks more professional, or do they care as long as you're delivering the line?
So when SAG went on strike, one of the things that they wanted, and it was agreed upon by everyone, is that it didn't have to be, you know, studio professional level looking stuff. You know, I've got lights and I've got my camera and tripod and everything like that. So I'm still going to do high quality stuff. I'm still going to be off book, even though they say you don't have to be off book. Fuck you, you have to be off book. You know what I mean? I'm doing everything. Just because I don't have to doesn't mean I'm not going to. It only helps you. But that being said, if it's really, really, really big, like I just got a 3-page script with 2 big monologues that are due Friday. So I'm going to do my best, and there I'll have a teleprompter that kind of help with that too. But yeah, you want to try to be as professional as you can. Does it have to be like you're in the studio? No, not really. I do with my iPhone. I don't have a camera. It's easier for me because of how fast it is to transfer from here to my iMac and everything. So there's shortcuts and everything now too. But it was weird transitioning because I loved going and you know, the butterflies of feeling like you're waiting and other people are there and you kind of do your thing. So I'm like driving, like I live in Tampa. I would drive over an hour to Orlando and wait and then do my 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, you're good. And then I'd have to go back. So I would go to Orlando. I would always ask for a later audition. I would do my audition and then I would go to Universal and I would get a butterbeer and then I would go home. Like that's how I love. Now I have to like, you know, go and spend time with everyone else during the day and, you know, get my butterbeer. But so yeah, you really want to have a good quality look to it. You don't want to be super amateurish. But then I've seen people have kind of wanky sort of background, but they're ultimately it's your performance that what books you. You're looking your performance. But if they can't see and hear you, then you're fucked.
Yeah, if there's no light or that makes sense too. But I was just kind of thinking, you know, the more they. Because I mean, you can't expect people to travel. Not everybody can travel. I mean, I guess if you really want the gig, but to travel like a few hours or fly or
they would make you. They made you, because that show. It's kind of like in comic books, they had a really tight deadline, but if you wanted to work and show that you could make this deadline, then you could level yourself up and work for Marvel and DC one day. Same thing with film. Like if you really want these really big, you have to go to where the auditions are. That's how it was back then. So it's a blessing and a curse now that we're taping, because taping, like, you get invited to a lot more opportunities, especially now that I've leveled up and I have some good bookings. Now I'm in more of the co-star recurring sort of roles. So now the pond is even bigger I'm fighting, which is great. But they're inviting so many more people now too. So instead of me going against 50 people, I'm going against 500.
Wow. I didn't think of that. If it's easier for more people to do it, more people will, right?
This role for Stranger Things that I did, 5,800 people auditioned for it.
Wow.
Around there. That's what I was told by my agency.
You're one in 5,800.
I would be putting this on your IMDb. I beat these other 5,799 bozos after this one.
That's right.
Man, I mean, dude, that's even more, I mean, really, if you think about it, that's super impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
insane.
because you're saying every role that you're getting, like, you got to assume it's at least, say, 5 times what it used to be.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, it's getting a call back or just moving down the road. It's been incredible. The whole thing is, like I said, it's crazy. When I was trying to break into comic books, I did indie books because I love telling the story, but I wanted to be an inker, Joe. Like, that's what I wanted. Marvel, DC, that's what I wanted to work on. And I was lucky to do some work for that. I was able to look on Iron Man, X-Men. I did little stuff for DC and all that sort of thing. But I was so worried about trying to get my next gig, I didn't appreciate what I was doing until now it's 30 years. And I look back, I'm like, damn, I should have done things differently. Should have enjoyed it more. So with film, everything is fantastic. You know, there are times, like Blake saw, it's like, doing a lot of auditions would be kind of nice for a booking. You know, just saying that would be kind of cool. But yeah, the fact that I can say there's anything on my IMDb page, let alone Stranger Things, that's just insane.
There's a lot of stuff on your IMDb page too. Like if it's not, I mean, there's a lot. You got cool stuff going on, and I think that's right. You mentioned something about coming up on the end of the year, and I've kept you guys over an hour, and I know it's late. I know you probably got movies to make, and Joe's probably got pages to draw, and like
we do. But let's just say this right now. Yes, Stranger Things is cool, but when you hit me with a bad monkey, that bad monkey trumps.
Well, see, here's the thing.
I think that's maybe what I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook dinner tonight and fire up Bad Monkey. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Dude, it's a good show.
People that know Bad Monkey, like, oh, I love that show. There's no like, I don't know anything about it to I love it. There's no in between with Bad Monkey, which is so great. Like, I was at Florida SuperCon and we filmed there. So many people came by and said hi, and they were so cool, and they talked about the show, and like, yeah, my friend's house, they're filming down the road from my friend's house. We talk about different things like that. It's such a good show. It really is.
It is.
Hey, well, you both. I trust you both, and you've both sold me. But I do want to, real quick, ask everybody a deep question, not super deep, but we're getting to the end of the year, and part of our lives, these creative endeavors, we, even if you have a press team, is about putting yourself out there, telling people you're out there, telling people what you're doing. And it's been a weird year for that. It seems to get harder. Right. You try and even when you try and be more present, the algorithm takes that presence away. If you don't use the right hashtag, or you put a link and you don't, anyway, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What's some things that you guys would like are going to focus on, or are going to hopefully do a little differently or do a better job on, to make sure that the world knows more about Joe Mulvey and Austin Janowsky? Joe, let's start with you, bud. Like mailing list and stuff. Like you got anything you're gonna try and push
I'm way
harder?
too lazy. I'm way too lazy to do a mailing list. What I'm gonna say is I think I want to do more of this. I'm like, I go out to conventions and everyone's like, I think a few years ago someone said, I'm gonna credit superstar artist Andrew McLean from Headlopper and all that stuff. He goes, how are you how do you know everybody, yet I've never heard of anything you've worked on? And I was like, okay. And he's like, dude, you need to get out and talk more. You need to go, because then he like goes on my page and he's like, you're a good artist. Like, why are you not doing stuff more? I think I need to go out, just be myself, talk to people a lot more. And I guess like advocate for yourself a little bit more. I think that's why like I try to like I have a to-do list I put every day on the top of my artboard, and I'm like, okay, while I'm working on pages, I'm also going to make sure I go out there and I try to engage people on social media, because I do agree the algorithms have kind of changed so much that I used to be like, oh man, I did this really great Spider-Man drawing and it got like 150 likes or whatever, and then I got too much like I cared about it too much, and then I just kind of like pretty much what Austin was saying before. I just was like, I do something I like, I want to share it. I'm just grateful. Like I kind of always, as an artist, go back in my head to like if 20-year-old Joe Mulvey saw what 40-year-old Joe Mulvey was drawing, he would be like, damn, that is like so much better. So I'm just trying to take like a really fun and grateful, a lot of gratitude in the way I approach stuff, but also try to do it more. Because like I've always been like fine with social media. I don't have a love hate thing with it. I just don't want to spend 9 hours on it. I'd like to just go pop in, see some people that I like their stuff. Retweet it, share good stuff, meet good people, and then maybe hopefully run into some of you fine folks at conventions or whatever.
Oh yeah, I think that's good. I think you're good on a mic, Joe. I also think a lot of people. I've run into this with clients. A lot of people just don't want to be online, and I get that too. I think it's kind of hard to do indie comics and not be online a little bit in one way or another, right? I think you got to put yourself out there a little bit, but you're very good about doing like you're posting your warm-up sketches and stuff. Like your social media has always been like good at like when you're scrolling, you're always, your art is good to like stop on, right? You've always been good about posting that.
I hope so.
So you're doing,
appreciate that.
You're doing that well too. And so I would say, yeah, man. And any of my, Joe's good on a mic. Have him on. Have him talk comics. He's good people.
And also, I got to say this, man. I know a lot of people are down on social media. I sound like the dumbest person ever because I'm like, why? Like, because I don't stare at it that much. I just go on. I'm like, oh, that's a cool Hulk cover. That's a cool this. That's a cool that. I don't get trapped in with conversations. And I think if you're gonna put yourself out there, Austin 100% has to know this. Blake, you know it from all the stuff you do. I mean, if I don't really like, I've had so many negative things said about me. Like I have had like, like reviews or something to where Tyler with Wailing Blade, I got such a bad review from my art that I wanted to put it on the cover of the trade. And he was like, are you out of your mind? Someone said this artwork it looks as if, oh, I wish they could have paid Humberto Ramos to draw this with his foot rather than see Joe Mulvey draw this book. And I was cackling. I was like, that is like one of the great. I was like, well, I do like Humberto Ramos, so that's not like I can see him.
That's like that's an enemy though, because that's a good book, and it's cool. Like, dude, it looks.
But listen. Give the troll his credit. That's a great. That's a great little thing.
But that was someone who just didn't like you, though. I'm pretty sure. Like,
you know what? Thick neck, thick skin. I'm okay with it. That's it. I'm fine.
That's awesome. But yeah, I some people are worried about doing podcasts and stuff because for a while I was worried about it. Someone finally told me I was an idiot because I was like, no one wants to listen to me. Or all these years later, I guess a few people do. But anyways, you're good on a mic. So if that's your goal is to just get yourself out there a little more that way, a little more organically that way, I think you're already onto something. That's easy peasy. And then if you can hit up some cons, do it, baby. Because I'm sure a lot of people would love to meet you. Austin, what are you thinking about doing? Like now you got a press team, you got a hot show, but you still gotta, like you said, you're still auditioning, you're still putting yourself out there. So what are some things you want to take into 2026 better promotional habits?
I'm mixing between my film and my comic book stuff and doing like things that people are interested in, package it with other things that I got going on. Stories and reels are really important from what I'm understanding, especially on Instagram. And then liking other people's stuff and cross promoting if it pertains to what you're kind of doing too, and liking other people's things and commenting on other people's stuff. And don't expect people to comment on your stuff if you're not trying to support and engage in their stuff too, and on different things altogether. So like I'll make comments on things I really like and different things that I'm doing, and I don't try to get on all the time, but I'm trying to do more video based. So, and as for a press team, yeah, we're talking about a PR person. It might be time. I think, I don't know. They're expensive though, but we'll see. So going into 2026, I'm riding the wave right now. It's kind of self-growing on its own, and once the entire thing is all done, then probably more shows. Hopefully, we'll get invited to more stuff, and then I've got like I'm on another TV series called Grits, Girls from the South. It's on AMC's streaming service, All Black. And it was created and written by Thomas. God, Tom's gonna kill me. He was a football player, like a running back forever, and him and a couple other people have put some shows together, and it's doing really well. I mean, it's doing not like Stranger numbers, but it's doing really well. So, like, I've got an episode in that, and they're gonna bring me for season 2. And like I said, the kids series is it's so funny and it's so good. And once that gets a home, then there's that too, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm just, I'm going to engage more, but I'm going to be commenting and liking other people's stuff as well. That kind of works into what the stuff that I'm working on too, and not just post something, expect people to kind of like it, kind of push it out there, not aggressively, but gently, and see what happens. And if a lot of people like it, great. If they don't, at least they've seen it, and maybe down the road they'll come back to it. Because since Stranger Things, like, people are liking things I posted like 3 years ago. Like, I forgot I even posted. Like, what are you doing? My hometown news station grabbed stills from Facebook posts on my alumni page that I went, and they did a news story on me, and it's been like shared like 340 times now.
Wow,
dude, that's insane. Like,
that's cool.
It's
dude.
just crazy, Joe. I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful to just be in the canon to begin with, and have a role. And the girl who plays my daughter, she has a much bigger role in season 5, which is super cool. And watching her act and being on the set is like nothing you've ever could possibly experience. It was so legit.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Just
what are the rules for like your own cell phone, your own social, like when you're on set, can you take pictures of stuff and post, like, or do they, I'm sure there's rules about
yeah.
it.
So my mentor is like, don't be the guy who takes pictures with different people and everything you're on set. And I used to not do that, but then when things came out, I had nothing to promote it with. I'm like, well, screw that. So I went to Stranger Things, and I'm walking on, I said, so I want to take some behind the scene photos and keep it till after it comes out. If that's cool, that's fine. If not, let me know. I can send it to you. You guys can approve it ahead of time. They're like, no, that's fine. You have your NDA, and if you break it, then you know what's going to happen. I'm like, yes, sir, I do. So I took a lot of photos of different things, and I sat on it, and it was like burning death on my phone because it was wanting to come on out. And then I was so happy when I could finally post it, because I got so much cool photos and everything, not just of us, but behind the scenes and where we were at, the set that we were on, and the different people working, and all that. It's just super cool. And it's good memories, you know what I mean? Because this was a year and a half. I wish I took photos on Bad Monkey, but I was like, no, I'm going to be cool. I'm not going to take anything. Like, I could have taken a photo with Zach Braff of all things. That would have been fucking dope.
Yep.
Damn, and I did nothing. I took a photo outside as we were walking in, like, that's it. So I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. But I find out ahead of time what the lay of the land is with taking photos if it's allowed. I don't want to bug the other actors, but I did have some good conversations with Will Wolfhard. He was really cool, and because we've done fan expo shows together, and we talked about stuff. And he had his scene was right after my last one, so it was cool. And I got clapped off the set when I was wrapped. Yeah, cast and crew clapped me off.
Wow,
Isn't that insane?
that's That's awesome. That's got to be a crazy feeling.
Yep.
That was just so cool.
Made your presence felt.
Man, it was just so much fun. It was cool.
That's what happens when you're good people out there doing good work, baby. Austin, where do people find you so that they don't have to find an alumni page and find where's the best place to keep track of you on social media?
Instagram, Austin Janowsky or Austin Janowsky actor. Facebook, if you want to do comic books, The Art of Austin Janowsky, or just Austin Janowsky, and just general stuff. Just Google my name, and you'll be able to find some cool stuff about me. So check out Stranger Things if you can. Stay with the Snowman. Either contact me, or if you want to buy it through Scout, go ahead, whatever. And then my older books are on eBay. You can find stuff because I am old. I've only done it for a long time. And yeah, so Grace and the Ivy Genies, that kids TV series that's coming out next year. Grits, it will be my episode is coming out tomorrow, which is super cool.
Cool.
And, yeah. If guys have questions, hit me up. I'm happy to chat with you. So.
Amazing. And Joe, what about you, sir? Where's the best place to follow you? Keep track of all that amazing art you post all day.
I'm going to say anywhere you want to go, you can find me at Joe Mulv, MULV. I didn't get the E or the Y because there's a fisherman from the middle America that just will not give it up. I have asked. He will not do it. So it's just Joe Mulv pretty much everywhere.
Everybody should follow Austin. Of course, go I'm sure I'm like the last person who hasn't watched Stranger Things yet. I know.
Although, no, I haven't because
you guys are rewatching it, to get ready.
So can we
watch it? I would say watch it and then watch it again and then watch it again because there's so much in there that you'll miss the first time.
Well, I'm going to tell you how I think the series ends. Can we give a possible?
Sure.
Are you allowed? All right. Here's how it is. Pretty much clock this. If you can bet on this on your gambling app, open it up right now. 11 is the Terminator, and the Demogorgon is Predator, and that's what's gonna happen. That's my guess. Take it away, boys.
I saw a tweet or on Threads or something. Somebody posted like, "Y'all gonna be real mad when we find out at the end this was all a fucking D&D game."
Yeah.
None of it was real.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh,
really shitty.
Yeah, well, that feels. There was a time when you could have done that, but that play's been done too often, so it has to be. I don't know. Do you know? Well, of course, or do you know how like everything, like?
No. They were so tight-lipped. We got sides for the every day we were on set, and then at the end of the day, they took the sides back. We couldn't keep them.
But when you get like the script pages, you're only getting like your scenes.
Yeah.
Like you don't get to see the whole episode. Wow. So you don't really know what's.
No.
Oh, that's gnarly. No. That's crazy. Yeah. Is that normal though? Is that like normal Hollywood?
That's normal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's normal. Yeah. Like with Bad Monkey, it was based on Carl's book. So you kind of knew what was going on, but this is all nothing. That's what I'm saying. I'm a fan of Stranger Things. Like I grew up in the 80s. I played D&D. I bought comic books. We rode the bikes around and all this sort of stuff. We went wandering in the woods. So I loved the show even before I thought the possibility of actually being on it, and I watched all 4 seasons and I watched all 4 episodes, regardless of how I was in it. And it was so good. And I have to watch it again because I'm sure there's lots of things that I missed. And I'm itching like, okay, 22 days, let's go. I need more. I want more, but now, that's cool. You got the anticipation. You're waiting for it. That's when you know you got good stuff because you can't wait because it's so good. And the cliffhanger, Blake, you're gonna like the cliffhanger.
I was told at Thanksgiving, "Are you effing kidding me?" by my niece. Dude. She's like diehard into it. She went to like a Stranger Things party in her friend's house where they like set up it was the mom made like Stranger Things Demogorgon cookies. Like it's such a. I think a very relevant pop culture thing. And I'm saying this just purely as a storyteller, which we all are. I genuinely just want to see something that has had this much work, creativity, and fandom put into it, stick the landing to where it's something that kind of like puts a bow on it, that everyone's going to kind of like be like, that was it. That was it.
I think they're going to do that. I think they appreciate the fans so much that they're going to give every single main character the story ending that they deserve. So
yeah,
I love it. I can't wait. It's gonna be dope.
Exciting times. Austin, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you, dude. And Joe, you too, man. Like
Thank you.
from Kickstarter to direct market. I mean,
Oh,
in
no.
our
Joe,
land, like that's
seriously, honestly, what you're doing now, leveling up how you are, congratulations, man. It's only going to get better. Keep doing what you're doing.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I mean, I'm just gonna ask you one thing. If that script does come across your table that says thick neck jerk, maybe you give me a buzz. Maybe
I will.
maybe you call good old Joe Mulvey. You know what I mean? You give him a little crumb. Give me a little crumb. You know what I mean?
I know, just the
I might
thick
have
neck
to,
jerk.
yeah, maybe, you know what, Joe? I'll tell you what. Maybe we'll have you do a cover and you can do kind of like a zombie, thick neck zombie with the head really kind of like hanging to one side like this, the big thick neck like right there, wandering around. Yeah, dude.
Austin,
Yeah.
you had me a thick neck zombie.
That's
You
what I'm
had
saying.
me.
Let's
I'm
do it.
stoked. I'm
Yeah, let's
stoked
do
for it. Guys, this was so fun. It was so great to catch up with both of you. I know it's getting late. I got hot dogs to eat. I know you guys got stuff to do. Unless you got anything else we missed that you guys would like to just shout out or tell the world before we leave.
Stay safe. Happy holidays.
Yep.
Hug your family. Call your friends. Check on them. And let's get ready for 2026. It's going to be amazing. So thank you. Yeah, appreciate me on, man. Nice.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the same. Happy holidays. Happy 2026. And don't root for any of Blake's football teams. That's what we did. We didn't get
Come on, man. I mean, it's rough times over here. It's like the old Chiefs days. Oh goodness, you had to bring that up,
dude. We didn't even get into this. My youngest is like 11 years old, and she was a Chiefs fan for the last 3 years, and she is diehard into the Chiefs, and she can't stand any of the Kelsey Travis Swift because she just loves Mahomes. And she looks at me as a miserable thick neck Jet fan. And she just says to me, why do you do this to yourself? Do you know how do you defend yourself to an 11-year-old who just watches you step on the rake like Sideshow Bob over and over as a fan, as a Jets fan? Like, maybe this year will be different. Ugh. And then right into the wall.
Joe, honestly, I thought Fields was going to do better than he did. I really did. I thought.
Well, and you know what did it? That first game. That first game, you're like, oh my God, we're actually a competitive team. Oh my God. And then you know what it is? That's what they want you to think. They want you to get in so you have hope. So they can squash it.
Vikings fan here.
Oh my God. Yep.
Yeah. Oh no. We'll keep the kid because that's what you've wanted. You wanted a franchise quarterback. We'll let our guys go. Okay. Well, he did a first game, and no, he had a boo-boo, so he's out for the season. And always out for his end of the season, and he sucks. Well, of course he sucks. He hasn't played. We have a shitty front line. What do you want from the kid?
Yeah, what do you want? There's a reason Sam Darnold left, but I'm going to tell you something. I was out at my friend's local bar for the first game at Rogers, right? So all of a sudden, every Jets fan is like, you know what? We got some hope. All right, we got a quarterback. That's all we need. It is packed to the gills. This bar is a little neighborhood bar, and it's packed. Yeah. It is the anti-COVID. It is 6 inches of separation at best. When he goes down, he runs out with the flag. People are getting, this is the season. We're doing something.
I know.
Ready? He goes down on the third play, and a man who, if he farts, turns to dust is in the back of the bar. He's so old, and he goes, that's the jettiest thing that ever jetted. And the bar is silent that you can hear this man, and I'm just like, that's what I'm going to remember of my fandom. There's no reason to continue.
I hate Rodgers. I'm glad it happened to him. I felt bad for the Jets, and I'm like, of course that happened. Of course it did.
Listen, I didn't like him, but at the same time, you're like, I need something. Give me something.
Just give me a little.
Give me something.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, maybe the guy's got something left. All right, so we've covered watermelon, we've covered jolts and nuts, we've covered Stranger Things.
Yes, we did.
And most importantly, we've covered Bad Monkey. I think, guys, we did it.
I think we might have done a successful show. I'm happy. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Please go check out Vigilante Vibes. Like, they are amazing, awesome content. Great comic reviews, show reviews and stuff. Just good people. Check them out. Follow Joe, follow Austin, watch Stranger Things. Get Wailing Blade and just tell that little asshole out on the internet that the art's good, the story's good, and get real happy that they're Joe and Rich are doing something new. FYI, you're totally invited back on the show when that happens. If you guys want to promote it, happy to have you.
We will. Appreciate
Austin,
it.
same to you, man. Anytime you want to come back or new books or zombie shenanigans, whatever, man. Happy to have you. This was so fun, both of you. And that's it, everybody. We're going to set you free, and we'll be back next.